Hi, Karen Hill here. And it's fascinating to me the way our subconscious mind works as far as thinking it's doing us a favor and really kind of messing up our life. I had a client not too long ago that came in to me. He was a 62-year-old man that wanted to go on a ski trip, but he was having pretty severe panic attacks when he thought about it, because last year when he went on a ski trip, every time he got off the ski lift, when it bounces to get off, he would have this horrible panic attack and this anxiety. And it wouldn't happen if he rode the gondola, but if he was on the ski lift that bounced, he would have that problem. And he said it was horrible. And even on the plane ride coming home, he had no fear of flying, but every time the plane hit some turbulence and it bounced, he would have a panic attack. And he started to think it was a fear of heights. And he was wanting to plan a trip for this year, but he was so anxious and not wanting these panic attacks to happen that he went to a counselor, and that didn't seem to do anything. So he found me, and we went and did one session through hypnosis, which, again, modern hypnosis, there's a new hypnosis. If you don't know anything about it or haven't heard about it yet, there's no eye closure involved. There's no going into trance. It's a conversation between me, a guide, a hypnotist, and your subconscious mind, what's really going on under the surface that you're not aware of. Because again, if you were aware of it, you would have fixed it by now, or the counseling would have fixed it if it was in the subconscious or in the conscious level, excuse me. So he comes in, and what it comes down to through hypnosis, find out that it's not a fear of heights at all or a fear of flying. It was something that happened when he was a very young boy. He was in the car with his mom and dad, and the old cars, and it was bouncing down the road, and something happened. The dad had to hit the brakes really quick, and he flew out of his seat, hit the dashboard, ended up on the floor. And you think that would be it, but no, it was actually his mom and dad started having a fight after that, as far as who's to blame, whose fault was it that, he had this accident. And so years later, in not realizing that this was even a problem, that stayed in his subconscious mind, that bouncing down the road was actually leading to his parents having a fight, him falling on the floor, and that in his subconscious mind meant that anything that bounced would bring up a panic feeling, an anxious feeling, that the same feeling he had when he was a small child. And so it's very interesting that he was fascinated to find out that was the cause, that it wasn't a fear of flying. It wasn't a fear of heights. It was that bouncing feeling that both the ski lift had and that the plane had when it would hit turbulence that caused this severe panic attack. And so since he's realized that, he's been able to fly. He made a ski trip this year. No problem at all. Again, it's that whatever's in our subconscious mind is trying to keep us safe. It was trying to protect him from that emotion that was that he had, or that came up when his parents were fighting. And whatever physical sensation was happening, the bouncing down the road, at the moment the emotion hit, anchored into his body. And so anything like that later on in life, through the years, had that same physical feeling to him. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you, and just to let you know that if you have a phobia, if you have a fear of something, that it isn't the fear of what it is. There's something underneath, but it is in your subconscious. So you can't know what it is. And so that is where a hypnotist, that's where a guide comes in to actually help you if you ever want to relieve it. So hope you have a wonderful day. And until we see you again, wishing you all the best.